What's up, beautiful folks? Welcome to another episode of Get Close. I am Gio.
And I'm Bart. And I just want to say that I love you so much.
You were just talking shit to me
No,
right before we rolled.
No.
Do you want me to put in the fucking clips?
No.
I was like, hey, you know what, babe? You made a really great lunch
Yeah,
right
tell
now.
me something I don't know. I'm great at cooking. Everyone knows that.
Who's everyone, bro?
Literally
Nobody knows.
the whole world. Like, people just watch and they go, oh, shit, that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and then I was like, you don't even match.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you,
why I married you? I have no fucking clue. I ask myself that every
no,
goddamn
that I never want to know the answer to, because I'm going to keep this trick for as long as possible. But what were you insecure about
everything.
as a kid? And then what are you insecure about now? And did it change at all?
What's kid? What age group are we talking about?
Let's say when you first, like when your titties started growing a little bit.
Fuck. Okay. Well, that's kind of fucked up because I have fake titties, so they never grew in a little bit. Did you know I stuffed my bra?
You did? So
Yeah.
that's an insecurity?
Yeah.
Why
my
did you
titties.
stuff your bra?
Because I wanted titties.
How old were
Hence
you?
why.
I used to stuff my crotch too, but keep
I
going.
was in. I get it. I was maybe in junior high.
In junior high.
Yeah.
Was it because there's like chicks around that are like, bow, bow, and you're
I don't
like,
know. Maybe it was like social, like the media, like marketing.
the social
all of that.
magazines?
Yeah.
Because we didn't have social media.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So, no, but like just
scrolling on magazine or
yeah, the old school scrolling.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like the beauty standards of back then too.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows, right? Like, because you are a product of your environment. So I
Yeah.
don't know at what point I got really influenced. But even before I even knew about titties and puberty and all that shit, like maybe it was even the Barbies that I played with. But I don't know what influenced it. But I remember I was very feminine. I was very much attracted to very feminine items like makeup, like high heels, as far back as I can remember. Like, I wanted nails so bad. Like, and I'm talking about like maybe I was like 5, 7 around that age, that like I always had a piece of gum in my mouth. I was fucking Violet, I think her name is, in Willy Wonka, the girl that always has gum in her mouth.
Never watched it.
Okay, cool, awesome. Great reference.
Who's the Violet equivalent in Bloodsport? Then I could relate better.
Never mind.
Okay.
But yeah, she always had gum in her mouth. And my gum, I would take it out and then I would like mold fake nails on my hands. Or I would get like toothpaste and pistachio shells.
Yeah.
And then put it on. Like, I was always very into feminine, like dressing up, I guess.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, I guess around that time you start liking boys now. You want a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and you see your friends getting boyfriends and girlfriends. And I wanted to dress a little bit more, less like a kid and more like a woman. And then, some of these chicks were already developing boobs. And I'm like, fuck, I want boobs. And then they would make fun of you if you didn't have boobs. But then they would make fun of you if you did have boobs. Like, junior high is so fucking weird.
I remember there was 2 chicks in my class in 6th grade that had boobs.
How big?
I mean, from like a 11-year-old, they were ginormous.
How big?
I don't know.
Your memory, just whatever you would like this,
from
mine.
From the perspective of this tall.
Well, I mean, how much taller are they than you? Aren't they? Are they your teachers?
What do you mean?
Are they your peers or your teachers?
They're my fucking peers, all right?
No shit. Then aren't they both the fucking same
Why
height?
you trying to intimidate me for?
Because I'm like, yo, motherfucker, fucking explain
Well,
yourself.
because I was gonna say they're like a handful, but that's weird because these are adult hands.
Yeah. Well,
so
that's
now
the
if
equivalent.
I put adult hands,
That's the equivalent.
on kid boobs,
No, dude.
then it goes down. So I'm like, why are you trying to like?
That's the
Why are you
equivalent.
trying
I
to
get it. I
incriminate
got
me?
it, bro.
Why are you trying to
I got it.
incriminate me?
I got
Why are you
it.
trying
You
to put adult hands on kid
Okay,
boobs
you know
for?
what's cute?
What?
That you think you grew that much from that age to now. Like, shut the fuck up, please. You're like a baby still.
When I was in 6th grade,
Yeah, you're like what?
probably like
70 pounds?
4'1".
Oh, okay, fucking 5'6" right now. Chill
Yeah.
out, bro.
So, yeah.
And
But
what
they were awooga. Like everyone in class was like, "Oh, did you look at Becky?"
Yeah, okay, fine. Well, I don't know if people knew that I stuffed my bra. I never got called out on it. Thank you. Thank you, big guy, because fucking A, that would have been so embarrassing.
Every day.
Every day. And I was so stupid. I would use cotton swabs.
So it gets like all hot and sweaty in there.
No, but it was like
Wait, why
lumpy.
did you even wear a bra if you don't even have titties?
Well, because I had like little bumps. You know, like it's not like super flat like tiger chest right now.
Yeah.
You know, we go from tiger chest to like even little fucking mosquito bites.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
even that makes a significant difference.
Yeah. And then even that is kind of like distracting.
A little bit.
If
Yes.
you don't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see.
So that's why. So then, I would use cotton balls. And it was funny because it was like slightly lumpy, so I couldn't really wear too tight. Like if I wore this,
I wonder what the teachers thought. Like, especially the female teachers would know.
I wonder.
They're like,
well,
oh my god, look how many cotton balls she has.
So I think I was like pretty advanced in like my prepping of the fucking deceiving that I was doing.
Yeah.
Cause like I knew there were such things as like underwire bras and like the cupped bras or whatever, and I knew that some of them had lace, so like you could see some of the lace or pattern like through the material of the shirt. So I never really thought that you could even really know or tell that it was cotton, because I'm like, everyone uses tissue, like that's the trope, right?
That's also dumb because it's just flat.
Well, it's kind of bumpy, but you can't really mold it. Like it's not a moldable thing. So I would specifically buy the jumbo cotton swabs, and then I would just kind of like open it up a little bit, and then I would get some smaller ones, so like I would just really mold it.
I would have gotten water balloons and just filled it up with like shampoo or gel.
Yeah, that's why that's dumb. It would never work.
Why? That then it's actually squishier and it has a rounder shape.
Okay, let's try that now. We'll go get a bra.
Yeah.
And then we'll get some water balloons and we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, put gel and shampoo, so it's a thick, viscous substance, and I tie it and I put it on.
That doesn't make
that makes perfect sense. That's literally what you have under your skin right now.
Yeah, but it's in my skin. It's not going anywhere. You're running the risk of it falling out.
The
and now
cotton
it
balls
fucking,
are gonna fall out.
Not really. I never had anything. And even if it's a cotton ball, it's one cotton ball.
Yeah,
and you can
that's
play it the
weird.
fuck off.
How do you play off? Okay, play off a cotton ball. We're playing fucking something, and then one cotton ball falls out.
Yeah, are you gonna think I'm stuffing my bra with it? No, you're gonna be like,
stuffing your bra with cotton balls?
Right. No one would ever suspect it. Be like, whoa, that's weird. How come there's a cotton ball? I don't know. It got stuck on me. Maybe laundry or static.
Oh, laundry, cotton ball in your laundry.
Static. Who knows? It's a school setting. There's a bunch of school projects that happen.
Static. All of a sudden, it goes inside.
I was prepared to fucking. It's not mine. It came off of you. You saw it come out of me. You're tripping.
You would have had a better chance stuffing your bra with joints. Then if a joint falls out, I smoke weed. My bad.
Like, there is no better chance because I got away with it. So it was the fucking best chance. No one ever called me out on it except for my dad one time.
See, he knew.
But not that it was cotton balls. He was just like, "Wait a minute, when did you get boobs?" Like it was so embarrassing. He's like, because he really didn't like talk directly to me.
What did you do? Never, Dad, and run into your room.
Yeah, he was like, "Wait, what's going on here?" He went like that, and I was like, "He's like, when did you get boobs?" And then he always called my mom by her first name, you know. Yeah. So he's like, "Marta, what the hell's going on? When did she get boobs?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm about to get called out." So I went back into my room.
You just walked away.
I was like, "Dad." Yeah. That was the only time I ever got.
God, I don't have a daughter right now.
I know, right?
Those are some tough talks. Props to all the dads out there that got daughters. Those are some
that never have those conversations. You just leave it up to the mom. Yeah.
Those are tough talks.
Yeah, I fucking stuffed my bra, dude. And I think cotton probably fell out maybe in like how many did I do it for a year? I don't even remember how long I did it for, and I don't even remember when I stopped.
Can't believe you're just out here wasting cotton like that.
Hey, I don't know. You got to do what you got to do when you're fucking super insecure. So that's a big insecurity of mine. I wanted boobs so bad, and I don't even know why at that age. I don't know why I cared so much. Maybe I just was like, please, boys, can you like me?
Was that your first insecurity?
No. I wanted to shave my legs so bad.
So everything was like more aesthetic based.
As a kid? Yeah. What else do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a kid.
I mean, it seems more like, not aesthetic based, but like, yeah, like aesthetic woman based.
Yeah, I mean, it's your raging hormones. Aren't all kids like that? Like you don't want.
For me, the first insecurity that I can think back to has got to be, no, not 5, not 6, yeah, 7. So when I was around 7, around that age, I think I started to have a sense of self and do I belong? Because I think when you're like younger, like 5 and younger, you're just in the world, going crazy, wearing whatever the hell your mom or dad wants you.
Self?
Yeah, like you just wear whatever they buy you. You don't really quite know what brands are. Like, you know, like you might as well wear Gucci or Payless or Walmart. Doesn't really matter. You're just out here in the sandbox, just doing shit, right? Haircuts, whatever your parents want. But I think like maybe when I was around 7, that's when all the kids on our street kind of had a little bit more independence. You know, so it's not so much like parents' world. It's more like kids' world. Like you're entering into kid land. And then when you go into kid land and you see like a guy pull up on a bike and another guy pulls up on a bike. And you're like, oh, cool. Is that GT? Yeah, this is a GT. What is that? Oh, that's a dyno. Oh, cool. What kind of bike is that? And I'm like, silver. You know, and it's like, I never heard of that one before. I'm like, oh, my mom got it at Toys R Us. I'm like, she bought a bike at Toys R Us? That's not where you get cool bikes. Bart has this whatever bike.
Bartender.
Yeah, and I'm like, the stupid bike, you know? And then that's when I started realizing, like, oh, shit, like, man, I want the stuff that everyone else has. And then you go to people's houses, and then, you know, they got Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and they come to your house, and like, what's that? I'm
Incense.
like, I got it. I got this Chinese Nintendo from Taiwan. They're like, what? What is this?
And yet, fucking, it's probably way better than the
Honestly,
American one.
It is, because in one cartridge had like 50 games.
Yeah, that's tight.
But it's not their thing.
Right, so it's not cool.
So that was like my first insecurity, where I'm like, man, I just want to belong. I just want to do like the stuff that everyone else does. You know, I'm like, we'll eat like Lunchables, right? And then my mom's like, that's their lunch? That's not even like real food. I don't care. I want to eat the crackers with the ham.
Yeah, with some processed meat.
That's as early as I can remember. But none of that was like aesthetics. You know, it was more of like
belonging.
Yeah, do I have my tribe? Do I belong with them?
Yeah.
You know?
Did I have that? I'm sure I had that somewhere. I'm sure.
Or is it maybe I don't have a siblings thing, so that was like extra maybe? Or maybe people experience that way younger, but if they fit with their older sibling when they're 5, they're like, okay, cool, at least I have one tribe.
I don't know, because like my siblings were so much older than me. Like my brother's 10 years older, my sister's 15 years older, so it's not like I grew up with other kids. You know? Obviously you're gonna get picked on if you are different, or if you have different things than the popular kids, for sure. I think we all went through that. Like I remember so when I was growing up, in elementary school, LA Gear, remember LA Gear?
The one that
that
lights?
was the shit. Like
Yeah.
everyone wanted LA Gear.
I got some.
You fucking didn't. You did? I don't even remember what the shoe looks like anymore, but I just remember LA Gear because this is like a core memory now, because I was so fucking disappointed. So I remember asking Santa, and now it breaks my heart because I know my mom's situation. But anyway,
Guess how many times I got to wear them though?
Oh my god, how many?
Honestly, probably under 10 times.
Oh,
So,
that's not bad.
I wanted some sick ones, and they were one of the ones with like they had like these like this cool design on the side where it's like black on one side and blue on the other, and I thought they were sick, and those were the ones I wanted. And then my aunt, who was going to fit them at the time, you know, she's into fashion and all that stuff, so she heard I want those. She goes, oh, I know exactly what those are. So I think for a birthday or Christmas, she bought them for me. I'm like, what? Those are the sickest ones. Can't wait to wear these to school. I've been wearing Payless the whole time. You know, finally some name brand shit. And my mom was like, oh, those are nice. Oh, you can't wear those. And then she put them away.
I never understood why. I understand, but I also don't understand why parents do that. Like, yes, when you're poor, you try to make it last because you're trying not to appear poor.
Yeah.
I get it. But the rate that children fucking grow,
Yeah.
from literally like less than half a year, they're not fitting that shit anymore.
I know.
So you fucking stored it for a rainy day. It only rained one time, and now the kid doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah.
So you don't even get your money's worth.
And they're sneakers. They're meant to be worn and beat up, you know?
Yeah, but okay, on the flip side, when you don't have much and you have to show up and look very presentable and like with nice things, you don't have very many nice things. So again, I get it. I grew up in that situation.
Yeah. So I wore under 10 times and I outgrew them.
Okay, so then I ended up asking Santa for these shoes. LA Gear. I'm like, fuck. And Santa usually got me what I wanted because I understood. So I never felt poor, but
Who was really Santa though in your life?
My mom.
Your mom? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never felt poor, but I understood that my parents had to work really hard in order to get this money, to use this money to buy me what I wanted. And that, like, at a very young age, I hated that concept of my parents working as hard as they did, because I think I really wanted my parents with me, and I'm like, but they can't be with me because I have to provide. So if I ask for less, maybe they don't have to provide as hard. So, like, anytime, and I'm talking for, like, as young as I can fucking remember.
Is that because they've always brought that up? Like, oh, we can't afford that, or that, oh, we don't have that kind of money. Like, where did you get the concept of budget from?
It wasn't they wouldn't say we can't afford it, but they would just be like, oh man, that's really expensive. You know, so it wasn't like we don't have the means to do it. It was more so like that thing is just high. Not worth that price rate.
Oh, I see.
Either worth it or it's just too expensive.
I see.
You know, so it was never like we can't afford it, and that's probably why I never felt like we were poor.
Oh, I see.
And I never heard my parents really talk about, like, they didn't argue about money, like any of that stuff. I never knew if, like, we paid the rent late, like our water never got shut off, our power never got shut off, like there was always food in the fridge, like everything I ever needed, like all my basic needs were all covered, and like then some. And now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. How well would you take care of your car if you had to keep the same one your entire life? Damn, I love that question. That's how our brains work. So why wouldn't we treat them that way? I love that, because we all know after certain miles, we need an oil check, or we need to lift up the hood and see what's going on in there. I wish that our, like, bodies would be like, you know, our hand would, like, change a color. I mean, I guess it does, right? When it needs some help. But I wish our brains had like a little icon or something that goes like, hey, let's check it out. But it doesn't. But we should be viewing it that way. So how we care for our minds affects how we experience life. And that is 100% true. So it's important to invest time and care into keeping them healthy. And I couldn't agree with that statement more. Like, it's been ingrained in us that every year we need to get a physical exam, right? Just to make sure that everything is oiled up and properly working. And, you know, we add more years to our life than subtract from them. And as far back as I can remember, that's always something that's been, like, really instilled in us. But why not our brain? Whereas we know through studies and science and experiments that our brains can really affect the health of our body, right? You know, it can really affect how, like the statement says, how we view life. So when I heard that BetterHelp exists, it made me so happy to know that we have so much access to licensed therapists at our fingertips. Because some of us live in areas where we don't have, you know, the access to the caliber of therapists that we need. Some of us might live in a rural area where we can't just get in our cars and leave. Or we might just be, you know, in a place where we don't have the right support. So it's really dope that BetterHelp exists, because BetterHelp is an online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat-only therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't feel comfortable doing that. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Okay, and for everyone listening right now, we are hooking you guys up with 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/getclose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/getclose.
You know, one of my biggest arguments I've ever had was with my aunt, the same aunt that hooked me up with the LA gear, in the backseat of a car over something like that.
Like what?
So I forgot what we were doing, maybe going on a hike as a family or something. And I remember I was thirsty. And I was like, hey, can we get a Coke? And then my mom's like, sure. I'm like, can we go to 7-Eleven? And then my aunt's like, no, we can't. I'm like, you know how expensive the Coke is at 7-Eleven? It's $1 for one cup. She goes, we can go to Ralph's right now and buy 6. You know, like how it's like in a pack of 6. And I'm like, I know, but I'm thirsty right now. And there's 7 right there. And then she was like, no, we're not going to waste money like that. And we got into one big ass fight. How old are you? Oh, man, probably like 7 or 8. And I was like, you're going to let a thirsty kid, get even more thirsty? I'm like, you're not going
Like,
to take
yeah.
care of me? She goes, yeah, you could suck it the fuck up for a little bit so we could get something that's more worth the price. And what was crazy was I think when I was a kid, I couldn't articulate it. But I think what I really wanted was just to experience what people did on TV. Like I would just see like
Marketing got you.
the white kids go to 7-Eleven, or even my friends, right? They got to do the thing. They got to go and like go to 7-Eleven and buy a drink in the styrofoam cup and drink it. Or they got to buy the one bag of chips rather than like if my mom were to buy chips, it would be this. And then, oh, you want to take some to school? Ziploc bag. And
You had Ziploc bags? We didn't have the zip. We had the foldable.
oh yeah, the fold ones.
'cause
Like yeah.
The Ziploc is
That's
more
it's for
expensive.
yeah, it's for ballers. Yeah, no, the foldable kind, the kind where
Yeah.
you tuck it over and you tuck it back.
Yeah.
She would get those bags,
Yeah.
and then so like I never got the experience. But you know when you're a
Yeah.
kid, you don't know that what about the experience. You're just like
Yeah.
my shit is always
And
these
even-
fucking ghetto rappers. I want to have like an actual. I want to get the bag that says 99 cents on it.
Yeah,
that
and
one.
and even so, remember that feeling, because I know I'm gonna go through that with Taika, because what we're trying to instill is patience, right? Like you don't want to follow the herd, like you are like budgeting, the value of $1, right?
Yeah.
As a parent, that's what we're trying to instill in these kids. But as a kid, you're just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to experience the kid, that I see on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'm probably gonna do something like that to Taika, because I'm trying to elevate him to be above the normal standard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, remember this feeling, because I might be that parent. I'm trying not to be, but I might be the parent that's like, no, you can wait. It's okay. And then this way the whole family can benefit from it, where he's probably gonna be like, fuck, I can't articulate it, but I just want to experience X.
Yeah. I want to experience what I see over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but as an adult mind now, you're going, who cares? That's all fake marketing. That's all fucking consumerism.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to do. That's how they're manipulating a kid, because that they want the kid to ask for it so that the parents can buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would always see all the kids on the street like rollerblade to the donut shop local down the street, and everyone has the crushed ice, and they're just sitting on the curb drinking it through a straw. I'm like, one, we don't have straws at home. I'm like, that's like white people stuff. And then I'm like, and if I wanted a drink, it's because I brought it from home. So I have like a Capri Sun, but it's
You
not.
had Capri Suns?
Yeah, but it's like, it's not the thing. I want to do the thing that everyone's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember going back to my LA Gear story, asking Santa for them. And I was like, ooh, that's a big ask, because it's not Payless. Because like you, I would also wear Payless, and I fucking hated wearing Payless, because probably you didn't have this issue, but I would play a lot and my feet would sweat, and like it's just incubating in this cheap ass leather that's Payless. My feet would stank. It was stank ass feet. No, you can't relate.
No, because the Payless shoes I got, they were kind of like knockoff Chucks, which is funny because Chucks at that time were cheap anyways.
They were like $20.
But
But
couldn't
$20
but
back
we
then.
couldn't even afford that. So my mom would just buy me these knockoff Chucks that I liked because they were the closest looking to my Kung Fu shoes.
Oh, and you like those, like the PF Flyer type?
Yeah, I
looking
really
ones?
liked them because it felt like I could like sweep people if I needed to.
Always ready for combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's Christmas morning. I open up my presents because I was fortunate enough to get a few presents. My mom would do everything she possibly could, and that's how I was going, oh, it broke my heart, because I knew where it was coming from, to make it as much of a white Christmas as possible. We didn't just get one present each. Like, it wasn't a sad Christmas. It was like a fucking really cool Christmas.
Wow.
Like, we all had 4 kids. We all at least had 3 different presents.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
My
awesome.
mom was rad. Yeah. So it's Christmas morning. Opened up my presents. I'm like, fuck, I didn't get my fucking LA Gear. And then she goes, no, but you did. And she goes to the closet, and I was like, what? And she pulls out this present. I open it up, but they're like knockoff LA Gears, and I was like, these are not the same thing.
These are Vegas gears. What are these?
Yeah, and I'm fucking heartbroken now, because I'm like, oh man, she did her best. But I was like, these are not it. I'm like, no, you got the wrong ones. Spoiled ass kid, I'm like, no, you got the wrong ones, Mom. She goes, no, these are the same ones. I'm like, they're not LA Gears. Look. And I'm all like, it doesn't say LA Gear on the shoe.
Oh.
Yeah. So I
You think
can
that broke
relate.
your mom's heart in that moment?
I'm sure. I'm sure it broke her heart, but I'm sure she was
Ah,
pissed. You know?
yeah.
Like, do you know what fucking hoops I fucking jumped to afford this shit? You know, and I'm
Yeah.
going, these are not the right ones. It's like, you
Yeah.
ungrateful piece of trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can totally relate to like that belonging because I'm like, it doesn't say LA Gear on it.
You know what's crazy is I would get fucked up in my brain, like psychologically. Not that my mom's like a master of psychological warfare, but her actions are, so like,
What is she getting? A lima bean and shit and cutting it like really, really tiny and then just kind of serving it to you? Like, this is all we can do.
no, like, so, like the street that I grew up on, I always talk about how like it's like 4 or 5 best friends all living on that street, right? All different ethnicities, Indian, half white, half Chinese, Korean guy, Filipino family. And we were active. Like on that street, we all did the same hobbies, which is why like you're like, damn, like, when we first started dating, you're like, dude, you could do everything. You could ride a bike pretty good, skateboard, like play hockey, basketball. And it's because our street was just active. So we all played everything. We played baseball in our front yard. Like we all played like everything, right? And then so when you play everything, you get gear for everything.
Oh.
And then when you get gear for everything and you're in that age of belonging now, the minute there's a one guy with something legit, that's the standard. So everyone has to get the legit stuff, right? So I had my cheap ass Toys R Us bike. No one that ever buys a legit bike is going to get from Toys R Us because they're only like the toy brands,
Yeah.
And so when I found out about like GT and Dyno, the whole street, everyone got GT, Dyno, or like that level, right? And then you would start hearing like, oh man, and then we would talk about some other kid from down the street. Oh, that kid got a red line. And so red line is at that time would be like the Ferrari of bikes. It's like, oh shit, everyone has GT Dyno, but then that one is red line. So finally, when it didn't really matter anymore, like maybe when I'm like 10 or 11, my mom go take me to finally buy like a legit BMX bike. And then we can't be going to Toys R Us. We all know those are shitty bikes. We got to go to a bike store. We go to the bike store and I see a red line. I go, oh, I'm like, that's the one. That's the coveted one that everyone talks about. I want that one. Right?
How much did they go for?
Oh man, at that time.
Or what's the equivalent to now?
Oh, I don't know. But at that time, it was like $200. Yeah. So my mom buys it. Right?
No, what?
Yeah, she buys it for me. She goes, okay.
That doesn't make any sense to her pattern.
So she goes, you want this one? We'll get it for you. The minute we take it home, here are all the contingencies. You got to do this, right? Obviously, there are things that I cannot do, like pay attention in school and get good grades. So it ends up being chained to the inside of the garage.
So she just spent $500
or $200, yeah, and it's just chained there. And I'm like telling the kids, bro, I got a red line. They're like, no, you don't. Bring it out. The thing is, I can't bring it out, but I got one. The player has got one, right? And then they're like, nah, we don't believe you. And then
you didn't bring them over?
I'd bring them over, check it out. They're like, well, open it. What are you doing? I'm like, that's the thing. That's not how it works around here. It's locked up, right? So there'd be that. And then
what torture is your mom doing to you?
And then we got into street hockey, right? Or aggressive skating. Do you know what aggressive skating is?
Yeah.
So when like the first like
the inline skates.
Yeah, the skate and inline skating, when like the whole X Games came into play, it was two really big movements. You have the guys that would like grind down rails and stuff on inline skates, and then there's dudes that did it with skateboards, right? And so our whole street got into inline skating, and the brand to get was Rossi's, right? And then so everyone was getting Rossi's or whatever, and I had my Toys R Us brand, some fucking bullshit shit, but I would still try to keep up and play or whatever. Finally, when no one really cared about it that much anymore, and I'd finally beg, my mom was like, all right, fine, I'll take you to go get some actual inline skates. And then once again, I would see, okay, Rossi's, and then there's the one at the end that is like the coveted one in like the glass case. I'm like, I want that one. And my mom would be like, dope. Did you get it for me? Right? And then once again, contingency. So it's locked up. And finally, those things would be released to me when no one gives a fuck anymore. So once you get into high school, like all the cool kids, if you're a cool kid, you're getting driven by older kids, right? Or your older sibling is taking you. No one's really riding their bike to high school. But now I have a red line, which is sick. But now in this new world, no one gives a fuck because everyone's driving. So I'm driving my sick ass fucking red line to school, but I don't get
like years old.
But I don't get the fucking props, and it's years old. I have my sick ass rollerblades that no one gives a fuck because I didn't have it when it mattered. It's like a 70-year-old getting a yellow Corvette.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're gonna die, so you don't even need that. You know, it's like that. It's like it's cool to have your like Porsche when you're like, I don't know, early 30s, like a stockbroker. Then you could live that Wolf on Wall Street life. Not when you're 90.
Yeah, yeah.
And then so I would get like this psychological warfare of like, did I have it? Yeah, technically. But did it have the impact and the belong that I was supposed to have?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because she was treating you like an adult. Like when you go to do your job, you get paid.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're just like, but that's not how it's working in my head because I'm a fucking troubled kid and you don't understand me.
Yeah. And then
so I'm not even going to get it.
Yeah. So it's like, that's
horrible.
That's why to me, in my mind, it was psychological. I received it as psychological warfare. I know she didn't mean it like that, but I received it like that because the things that I was insecure about, I had, but the timing of it was off. So the feeling of being ashamed, I also had while I had the object.
Yeah, because you're staring at it.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Yeah, it was just bad parenting for your style of
kid.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't have bought it for you, or I mean, I don't know if I believe in like allowance. Like you do this. Like if it's house shit, I'm like, no, I'm not going to pay you for contributing to the family.
It's more like it's mostly school stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm saying me, right? Like, I don't know if I would. If it's school stuff, then it needs to be school related stuff that I'm punishing you for, right? Like, I don't know. I just don't think that the punishment was fitting the crime.
I see.
Yeah.
That's why it was such a breath of fresh air when I moved in with my dad when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Because when I moved in there, my dad's like, okay, you have your license. You need to have a car. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like,
you're like, that makes sense.
I'm like, I get to have something because
I just exist.
Because I'm supposed to have it versus I don't need to like bam, do like these 20 things, like get a 4.0 and fucking be in the math club or fucking whatever the fuck, or know how to like write my name in Chinese, like, or, you know, just all the crazy ass things that my mom wanted me to do. My dad's like, no, you're 16. Like, you need to be independent. Like, I think you need to have a car and you should have a cell phone. And I was like,
I think you're right, Dad.
That's crazy. I think you're right. And then he was like, but the level of it, I think that's up to you. You know, he goes like, this is what I can afford. And he was like, I can give you $3,000. You can go buy whatever car you want. Or if you want to go work and add on top of that, you can get whatever car, you know. Or if you actually do get the 4.0, she's like, your mom's rich. Or she would say, my mom's rich compared to my dad, but my mom's not rich at all.
Yeah.
But because my dad's a car dealer and my mom actually has like an actual 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So from my dad's point of view, he's like, your mom's rich. So I'm sure if you get a 4.0, she'll buy you whatever car you want.
Yeah.
And then it was just crazy to hear like
some logical sense.
Like I'm supposed to get this just because of this, you know? So
yeah.
my dad ended up helping me buy just like
Honda?
a Crescetta, like off of my aunt.
Yeah.
It's like a Camry.
Oh, okay.
But now I have wheels.
Yeah. And that's 16, dude.
Yeah, so I had wheels, amazing. And then so that way I can take myself to school if I need to, or you know, or go to wrestling practice, whatever. And I got a cell phone, so I can call him. He can call me. Just so he's like, he's like, everyone has a cell phone. Why wouldn't you have one?
Damn.
Yeah.
So fucking extreme.
It was so, and then that to me mattered because I'm like, cool. I don't have the best car. I don't got some of the sick ass rice rockets that maybe some of the other kids that have more money have. But I'm in the club. So if people go, hey, we should go to the whatever movies, I'm like, okay, cool, I'll meet you guys there. I don't
Yeah.
have to go, can someone pick me up? You know?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that either. But yeah.
Dude, I fucking just wanted to fucking catch the bus. That's how bad I wanted to like be with other people. I'm like, don't drive me around everywhere. This is so goddamn embarrassing. I want to be in the club. Can I just catch the bus? I'll pay for it myself. Can I just catch the bus? She's like, fuck, no, you cannot. Yeah, so lucky you had a fucking car at 16, dude.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think most of my insecurities came from like the physical. Another one was I wanted to dress myself. And my mom's like, you cannot be shopping at the youth section. You have to be shopping in the little girls section. I'm like, why? I want to be I'm a woman now, Mom. I wear a bra. She's like, you're not going in the fucking teen section.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's funny is the teen section is probably like baby tee with like 2 sunflowers too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it's not even like hoochie wear, you know?
For her it was.
It's just more like shaped a little.
That's the hoochie.
That's so
It needed
funny.
to be loose fitting.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
needed to be loose.
That's crazy.
There was that, and then like obviously no makeup. I couldn't cut my hair. So don't even think about dyeing your hair. So no makeup, no cutting the hair. Couldn't shave my legs until high school.
Until high school?
Yeah, until high school.
God damn, you're a wild animal.
Yeah.
Why not? So you couldn't even wear shorts then?
I would never want to wear shorts. I would see all the girls in my class and they were wearing short shorts, and I'm like, I can't. So I had the palest legs ever. You'll see the first time I went to Hawaii, I was like maybe in 8th grade.
Yeah.
7th, 8th grade, and I'm just wearing fucking pants the entire time.
Pants in Hawaii?
Exactly, yes.
Oh my
Pants
God.
in fucking Hawaii. Yeah.
You must be sweating through those jeans.
Yeah, but I'm about to show my fucking
hairy legs.
hairy ass legs.
What's wrong with shaving your legs?
It's just it's a woman thing.
So let's say you secretly did it in the shower. What would happen? She would fucking chew your ass out?
I guess so. I think I would be in trouble. I didn't even want to test it. I was scared.
Wow. What she made it like explicit? Like, you
Yeah.
better not shave your fucking legs.
Yeah.
What about your older sister? Wasn't she shaving her legs?
Yeah, but she's 15 years older than me, dude.
Oh.
Now, she wasn't shaving them at my age, if that's what you mean.
So she's like 28 or something.
Yeah, she's already old.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she's already past her due date. You know what I mean?
And she would
She's
never
fucking-
tell like your mom like she needs to shave her legs. She's 13.
Nah, I don't. I mean, not that I can recall. Yeah. So there was that. So I think a
Dang.
lot of it. So maybe I was like really focused. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I just liked beauty or fucking. I have no idea. But yeah, a lot of it revolved around that. At least in the beginning, it was just like my appearance. So I couldn't pluck my eyebrows either. Obviously, if
Dang,
I
you got
can't.
some some of those pictures up there. You got some bushy eyebrows.
Yep. I mean, they're not that bad now that I look at it. But in that time, you know, when everyone else had, especially the 90s, like everyone had like the fucking little tiritas, like the little fucking little lines, you know?
The tiritas, yeah.
So for sure mine were bushy. But once high school came, I was like, fuck all that shit.
How are you able to do that?
What?
Break free in high school.
I mean, you just start rebelling. You know what I mean? Like, it started off with me just saving my clothes from when I was younger. And now it fits like tighter and smaller and like, you know, like I would just start making my own clothes. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And then I could shave and I could do all that stuff. And
Were you ever insecure about your height?
no, I didn't even realize I was tall.
Because I mean, like, if you're tall in junior high, then automatically you're the giraffe, you know? Everyone's going to call you that shit.
No, I didn't get any of that.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that. I didn't get it until maybe high school.
Like, anything that's, I feel like, at least from the guys' world, like, from 7 to, I don't know, maybe even 15 even, everyone is just trying to belong.
Yeah.
Anyone that's not belonging, whether you're too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too whatever,
Yeah.
you're getting called out for all of that.
No, I didn't feel it until I was probably in high school. Until guys were like, wow, you're tall. And I was like, what? Because one of my best friends was also my height. Like, we looked like sisters. So I was just like, oh, you mean you're short?
Oh,
Like,
dang.
we are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. Like, that wasn't a thing. Yeah, so I wasn't insecure about that. I never was like the pretty girl in school. You know, like I wasn't like the popular girl. So I was definitely insecure about my looks.
Have you ever looked up what the pretty girl's up to?
Mm-mm.
I did in high school or early college.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to the girl that literally all the guys had a crush on, and in the locker room, everyone was always talking about Sally, Sally this, Sally this, Sally that. And then so I think in I think MySpace or Facebook days, you know, like that's when you're like, oh shit, I can connect with the world.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I wonder what Sally's up to. I looked her up. I'm like, ugh, oh shit, god
She peaked in high school, huh?
damn. No, she peaked when she was in junior high.
Ooh.
I'm like, holy shit, god damn, that's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't peak in high school or junior high. I was fucking busted.
And she was with the dude that in high school we swore to fucking God, or in junior high and high school, we swore to fucking God this guy was gay, because he's fucking flamboyant as fuck. So in junior high for the talent show, he sang Whitney Houston, and his fingers and wrist is always pointing like this. And then he was the first guy ever to be on the Cerritos High School cheerleading team. And he
That's
auditioned.
a stud.
And he was the first guy ever. And they made a space for him to be on there. And then he got with the girl from junior high. And we all thought he was gay. Isn't that
Damn,
crazy?
That's what you get, passing judgment.
Yeah, we're like, what the fuck? We could have sworn he was gay. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had a ton of insecurities, but I think it was more so like, man, like I just wasn't cute. I was just busted ass Geo.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I was not cute at all.
But the first time I ever laid eyes on you, I thought you were so pretty.
Thank you, but yeah, that wasn't the word around school, at least that I knew of.
Then when did you slowly start getting more pretty then?
Maybe in college, I don't know. But it wasn't until I graduated high school.
So in high school, you were busted still? Like your face still needed to be rearranged?
I thought so.
It still wasn't arranging
like,
in the right order?
The guys weren't like fucking knocking down my door to like date me.
How do you know?
Nobody told me. They didn't tell me until after high school.
That they had a crush on you?
Yeah. That's when all the confessions started happening. And I was like, why didn't you? I fucking liked you too. Hello? Then at that point, it's already too late because I'm like, ugh. I've moved on to the college boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I wasn't like they weren't like, oh, Gio's so hot. Oh, that's like fucking Gio.
Maybe it was because you had an attitude problem, like you still do. So it's hard for people to show their affections.
I did always, for as far back as I can remember, I was always the like, oh, you're too intimidating, or like, yeah, that was the line for Gio.
Because intimidating does also mean probably good looking.
I didn't take it like that. It was
you probably were good looking and judgmental at the same time.
I think it was probably I was tall and judgmental and like
and resting bitch face.
Probably.
An attitude problem, like the
All
way your son does.
bro. Fucking, I know this fucking guy, man. Do you hear us arguing? Well, why can you do it? And I'm like, well, what do you mean why I can do it? Because I'm an adult. He's like, yeah, but it doesn't, like, he's like questioning my fucking logic. And I'm like, nah, dude, it doesn't work like that. And I really can't explain it. He does have an attitude problem, man.
I was like, that's all your mom right there.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Anyway.
What about now? Do you have insecurities now?
Now it's more so, it has nothing to do with like the physical stuff. It's more of my intellect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What about before getting there? Were there any materialistic things at all?
Before getting what?
Before getting there. Were there any materialistic things at all?
Mm-mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have a little bit.
Like what?
So like, I didn't realize I was in it when you're in it. Because you know how like your brain does its thing where it always wants to make you the good guy, right? So you're always justifying things. But I do think during that phase of like when me and Joe bought Rolexes and we bought super nice cars, I do think I was trying to live up to the YouTuber look.
What's the YouTuber look, especially at that time?
So at that time, I think you would see like almost any YouTuber that made it, or like both. Because I think YouTuber, the cool thing about being a YouTuber, it's almost you kind of made it as like not only a content creator but also entrepreneur, right? Like not only did you get good views, you knew how to monetize off of it, right?
Yeah.
So the people that were able to do that, they generally had nice things, and I think it might have even started with like Mystery Guitar Man. You know,
Oh my God.
remember like those guys, like OG, right? Like you would have that, and then you would go to like VidCon or whatever, and you would see people with like, oh shit, I'm like, because I've been into watches since I first watched James Bond, you know, so I recognize people. I'm oh shit, that guy's a Submariner, like it's a Rollie, you know, and then like Ryan Higa, you know, he got a Lotus, and then so you would just start to see like, oh shit, and then I think for me personally, I can't speak for Joe. For me personally, I think we've been like grinding so hard with YouTube.
Yeah.
And we're in the same rooms and we're performing at the same shows and we're big and we're in Australia and we're doing all those things. But I also think there's like a check box that has never been checked where it's like, oh, I want to stunt a little bit too, like a stunt to like, obviously I still like sports cars. I've always liked stick, but also there's a thing of like, I want to be able to like live the YouTuber life.
Yeah.
So like I definitely had that, and I think it was an insecurity that was maybe so strong that I justified it as, oh, I need to get this for this and this for this. Oh, I'm not insecure. But then I think it was maybe, or maybe even insecure towards myself, that I needed to prove to myself that I can get those things.
Yeah.
You know, like, did you ever even have that in between?
Not really, no. Yeah, because as you were doing that, I wasn't like, oh, yeah, I got to live up to that too. It was more so like, I've always liked nice things. I just couldn't afford it. And then as soon as I can afford it, I'm like, sick. But then once I got it, like, remember the first time I could afford like an LV purse on my own? I'm like, I have to get this because it's like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And now thinking about it, that could have probably been an insecurity, right?
It might have even been insecurity for yourself because it wasn't like, I got to show the world.
Nobody has any. But for me, it was like, I fucking achieved this shit, right? Looking at it now, it's like you fucking can spend money and not save it the right way.
Yeah.
So like I bought it, and once I bought it, I was like, oh, it's like, that's it. Like that feeling is gone within like seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I paid for it. Now it's mine, and I'm like, oh, that's it. So that's when I was just like, I'm not really into like material things like that. Like I'm not into labels. I'm not into any of that shit. It's more so like, okay, the quality of it is really good. So when I got like, let's say another LV purse, which is fucking funny, I didn't get it. It didn't get it now for the same reason. It wasn't like, oh, because I want to floss or because like now I've made it or whatever. It was more so like, well, this is a really good quality bag. And even the bag that I got,
it is really good quality though.
Yeah, the bag that I got has like, it's so muted that like it's just a black purse. Even the LV logo is black because I'm just like, I'm not trying to do it to stunt.
Yeah, you're not trying to get the crazy print one.
Yeah, I'm not trying to show the person across the room that like, oh, fuck, I'm wearing LV. It's just like, this is a fucking quality purse and I'm paying for the quality or whatever. And it's just a black purse.
Yeah, even for me, my LV wallet, remember the one that I bought for myself and Joe at the same time?
Yeah.
That I used to change wallets every year. Did you remember that? Because I would just wear it out. And this wallet, I think I've had for over 5 years.
It looks brand new.
And it looks brand fucking new. And you can't even tell that it's LV because I also didn't want to stunt or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just they make really good stuff.
Yeah. So like when I did encounter more money, I didn't care for any of that. I'm just like, I just like cool shit. Like we always laugh about this, but it's like, what do you want from here? And I'm like, oh, that one's tight. They're like, yeah, that's the most expensive one. I'm like, fuck. You know, like I'm not going, which one's the most expensive one? Give me that. I'm I like quality shit, and quality shit comes with a price tag.
Yeah. Even when we're like picking trims to like for our house.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, which one of the counters? You're like, I like that counter. And like, well, that one is oh shit. What about, I like those cabinets. Though that one is actually the top tier.
God damn it. So, I just like quality, but I'm not going out of my way to get the most expensive things so that people think that I'm either balling or that I'm like with them or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like even this house feels like too much of a stunt for me.
Oh.
I'm just like, all right, bitch, tone it the fuck down, you know?
You know what? I actually think I was really insecure actually with like the Porsche and the Rollie and stuff like that. Because now that I'm thinking about it and also kind of tying like the whole storyline together, I was like, I don't think I ever felt like I got the thing in the right time to be in the tribe at the right time.
Still?
No, no, but like I never did.
Prior to that.
No, I never did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, prior to that, I never did.
Yeah.
Where I always got it in the wrong time or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so I think like I was finally in control
Ah,
Because I think in my mind, I'm actually pretty financially intelligent because of the way my mom raised me, right? Like
right.
starting when I was a kid, we rented the rooms out, and then my mom was able to get another house and we rent that out, and I've helped my mom rent. So I've like in the rental game, I've actually been in the rental game for like 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, like seeing just like the small interactions. So I think in terms of like holding off what you want so that you can let money build over time and like that whole like compounding concept, it's not something that I had to learn.
Yeah.
It was something I understood.
Yeah.
So the minute I was gonna go buy the Rolex, I think I had a sense of guilt, like, oh, this is not the right move. But the feeling of wanting to belong was bigger. So
Wow.
I'm getting it. You know, I need to get
Yeah.
it. And the same thing with even like the Porsche. I'm like, dude, this car payment is like $1,300 a month. I'm like, if I could put that into stocks, or I could buy a house.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even buy a house yet, and I was like, I could. That's total.
Well, that wasn't part of the financial plan either.
Yes, but still, I think I just wanted to belong.
Got it.
You know, so I think like once I belong, and I realize belonging doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
And then I
Because who
think,
belonging to whom?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this doesn't even matter. And then I think it finally, like, I was going through the whole like
Getting it out of your
like
system, insecurities.
yeah, like my whole metamorphosis. I think I fully understood was when I got my RS7, the Audi, right? That's technically like a supercar. No, it was like my dad's supercar. And
That car was so cool.
yeah, I decked it out with exhaust, rims, custom paint calipers, chipped it, lowered it, tuned it, and it was like, I don't know, 600, 700 horses. And as soon as I turned that beast on, like you heard the whole boom, like it sounds like a supercar, right? My super dad car. And but I just didn't drive it that much.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, and
You
then
drove your truck.
yeah, and then I was like looking at it, I'm like, it's cool to like nice things. I'm not hating on that. Like if you like nice things, go get nice things, you know? But I think
It's the reason
but
why
ultimately what you're trying to do, regardless if you're getting is nice or not nice or whatever, you're trying to bring happiness and joy into your life.
you get it.
And then when I looked at my like $50,000 Silverado, or I looked at my like $130,000 or $150,000 Audi, I was like, man, they both bring equal joy, but this one I could drive every day, especially in the potholes of LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other one, I already popped my tire twice, and because the tires are so thin, you know. And then I'm like, that's when I was like, I got it, I sold it, and I thought I would leave a little void in my heart, but it did it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, I think I'm over that whole thing.
Yeah. Same.
So now I'm like, I don't even feel like I feel like I've joined the club, and now I'm like respectfully declining the membership.
Yeah.
But it was cool to, I think, do that for myself.
Yeah. I think so too.
I think I needed to do that.
A lot of people need to do that.
Because I never had it when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I just needed to get through
Yeah,
it.
I definitely had my version of that for sure. But for me, it was more so like getting tattoos, chopping off my hair, like all the things that I always wanted to do that I'm like, it's not that big of a fucking deal, mom.
Yeah.
Dad, you know what I mean? That I'm just like, I'm fucking doing it. Everything I couldn't do, or all the fucking voids that I thought I had, I'm fucking going balls to the motherfucking walls.
I think most people, what they're really chasing as an adult is just fixing all the traumas as a kid.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Like, you know,
For
like
the most
a
part.
lot of the dudes that we know that loves shoes, like even like David said, right? He's
He
like,
didn't
I
have any.
only buy all these J's
Yeah,
because I didn't really have them.
yeah.
And then, but I don't wear none of them. I just wear these same go-to pairs.
Yeah, for the most part. But then there's also people that are just genuine collectors of it. They love the storyline.
That's different. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a different
So
thing.
to me, I'm like, if that brings you that level of happiness,
Yeah, because you're a collector now.
that's different.
Yeah.
But I think I wasn't filling the happiness bucket. I was filling the insecurity bucket.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that too. I think now is more so, like I was saying, like it's more so having to do with just me as a person. Like I just want to be a good person. I want to be a smart person. Not that I think I'm dumb, but like there's so much for me to learn, you know? Like I want to gain more wisdom. Like I do want to like invest. Like I want to set up my family type stuff. Yeah, I don't care about flexing or flossing or like That's never really been my thing. So like, yeah, the insecurities back then were more so physical and like not having things, and kind of like you, like the belonging.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's more so of like, I just want to make sure I sound not stupid. You know? Like I can contribute some meaning into like the room that I'm in or the people that I'm around. Like I can like add some value to that. Like I think I'm more insecure about adding value than not.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Good topic, dude. This CUNY. Did you just discover that like in this conversation?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That I was like, oh shit, I think I was insecure that I didn't know, because
Yeah.
because it's also a huge blend, right? Because I am a true hobbyist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like one of those guys like, dude, what is that? Do you have a like an Audi? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, oh, what are the specs? It's just a car. I don't know. You know, like I know everything about the Audi. I knew everything about the Porsche.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like if people go, oh, which Porsche do you have? I go, oh, it's the 991. Like I actually know the model for that year.
Yeah.
You know, and then I go, oh yeah, afterwards came the 996 or whatever. Like I know about those things. Even
Yeah.
with the Rolly, because I'm a hobbyist, I really am into those things, right? So it wasn't just like when someone goes like, oh, like why does your Rolly have like 2 second hands? Oh, I don't know. It's a part of the design. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
I know why it is. You know, I'm like, this is an aviator's watch. So like, I think because of that and because my hobbyist side was so strong,
Yeah, you
I
justified it.
didn't realize that. I think it also came out of insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Super bad. Look at that. Fucking breakthroughs left and right for you today.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Bikini. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.